We'll do this together. No, you're not alone in this.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us on another Agent Spotlight. I'm super excited to have an amazing realtor with us, Ed. And if you are looking for an agent who is your everyday guy, the guy who understands your family, the guy who understands that buying a home should not be a daunting task, but should be a journey that you enjoy and have fun doing. This is your guy. Also, stick around as always because we're going to ask Ed why he joined MVP Realty. But before we even get to that, I really want to dig into who Ed is and let's get to know him. So, Ed, tell us a little bit about yourself. What got you into real estate?
Uh, so I'm Ed. I've been in real estate for a few years now, since about the end of 2017. And like everybody else, I'm sure we've had a little bit of family or personal encounters with real estate. So I just got into it as a hobby. And as the time went on, I really liked it. I enjoyed what I did, the people I worked with, and the process. And obviously, what comes with the territory of real estate. It's financially, it's pretty good. So
Yeah,
I'm pretty happy.
awesome, man. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Is we're all in this to live that dream life and provide that life for those whom we love. So, you were talking a little bit about your previous corporate experience before you even got into real estate. Could you tell me a little bit more about that?
Sure. So I started at UPS in 2011. I have since left there not too long ago. I worked there for 11 years, starting off in the warehouse as a package handler and moving up to operations supervisor. So I took care of all the package cars from, Pine Island, Bokeelia, St. James, Cape Coral, North Fort Myers. So it was a pretty extensive job, but little bit more demanding than real estate is. So it was time to make a transition.
Yeah, I get you, man. Funny enough, I worked somewhat behind the scenes with UPS and FedEx and so forth. And man, I've seen what you guys like your work. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But I guess if you love Tetris, that's the ultimate game of Tetris right there.
Oh yeah. And if you're not good, you're gonna get good.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And it's same with real estate, right? If you're
Yeah,
not good, you got to get good. We're
for
going to
sure.
get you there. So, it's really interesting because you transition from that corporate life to now as a realtor. Realtors are really business owners. And I think you bring just such a unique perspective. One, having that corporate background, but I think because it was so much work with those delivery systems, you probably know these areas very, very well.
Yeah, it's definitely an advantage. When you hear somebody at the store bring up a street or an area, or when you're talking to new customers, or even going to a listing appointment, having that advantage of knowing what's around, who's around, pretty local knowledge in the market expertise, that definitely goes a long way.
Yeah, I can, I know how it is. And sometimes, like, I've had customers bring up streets, you'd probably know this better than anyone. I'm like, I've never heard of that street. Where in the world are you
Oh yeah.
talking about? Like, is this on the moon or Mars? It's not in Florida,
Yeah.
but you probably know where it is. So you're the guy to go to. Out of curiosity, uh, you're a family guy, right?
Yes, sir.
You just had a brand new baby. How
Yeah,
was baby boy, baby girl?
little baby boy Xander. He's actually going to be 4 months tomorrow, and I have two daughters, Melanie and Adriana, 8 and 4. So I got my hands full. I'm
Yeah.
just a full-time realtor, but full-time dad, full-time husband. I got a lot going.
Yeah, man. But you know what? Here's the thing, right? If you can negotiate bedtime, everything else is easy. It's
Yeah,
all easy. It's a piece of
it's
cake.
it's all transaction based, right?
That's it, man. You're like, I've negotiated, please, you got nothing.
Yeah,
I've negotiated bedtime. You're going down.
for sure.
So, you know, as somebody who you got into this with your family, and then this, really grew from a corporate position into somebody starting their own business in a sense, working as a realtor. What areas of real estate have you found really called to you?
I mean, residential real estate is, what's really pulling me in. I'm primarily trying to transition more to, waterfront properties. Just kind of what I'm into, what I'm good at. I'm an avid outdoorsman, so the water is where I like to spend most of my time. So I find it easier. People transitioning from other states or different areas, looking for what I get to do pretty much every week. I try to stay focused on what I know and what I'm good at.
That's awesome. Yeah, absolutely. So, out of curiosity, if let's say somebody was moving down and they wanted a waterfront property, what type of questions should somebody moving down to your area start to consider?
Uh, there's a few things that should come to mind, or should be asked, that come to mind. Freshwater versus saltwater. Travel time. Are we looking for just a canal? Do we want the lake? Do we want the bay? So a lot of things go into that. I know that I made it sound simple, just saying I sell waterfront properties, but Cape Coral alone has over 400 miles of canal systems. So you kind of know where you need to know where to go, how to get there, what's accessible, what's not. Because somebody making a serious investment like that, I think I'd be really upset if I figured out I couldn't get my expensive boat across one little, berm to get to the other side.
Yeah, absolutely. So, as individuals that look at waterfront properties, what type of waterfront activities do they, possibly expect to participate in? You had mentioned taking a very expensive boat, but I'm also assuming there's things like, you're looking probably at freshwater fishing compared to saltwater fishing. And that also has effects on boats as well and things like that. So what do you kind of look at in regards to activity wise?
They're water-based activities. I mean, there's just countless. Kayaking, paddleboard, jet skiing, tubing, barefoot ski. I mean, it goes on and on and on and on. It really depends on what you want to get into. Not only that, a lot of vendors, a lot of small businesses we have here locally offer a lot. So today you might pick up a paddleboard for the backyard, then next week you might be kite surfing. It's what Florida has to offer. We have the availability to be outside doing pretty much everything anytime.
That's amazing. And it seemed like you know some of these awesome local vendors for some of these activities. Like if you had to choose, and I'm not trying to get you in trouble with the others, right? But if you had to choose, like, what's your go-to place? If I'm an outdoor water person, who am I going to?
Local shops. There's a couple fishing places I'd recommend, that have been around for quite some time. Local people really take the time to educate you. There's Big Boys Bait and Tackle, D&D, which is in Matlacha. There's paddleboard companies out on Matlacha that have literally let you run a paddleboard or a kayak, and you just push it right into the bay and get to experience what Florida has to offer within minutes. As far as those kind, I don't have off the top of my head, but they are plentiful out here.
I don't believe you. I think you got them off top of your head, but you're
Yeah,
being a smart businessman and you're like, you got to contact me if you want to know who they are.
absolutely.
See, look, there it is. I knew it.
Details below.
Why are you holding out, Ed? That's amazing, man. Well, awesome. Well, as somebody that has worked with people who are moving to Florida, first time home buyers, we work with people of all budgets. But one of the things that we really have to do when we work with individuals is we have to be realistic. We got to set expectations because, somebody will move down with a $200,000 budget and they're like, I want to be on the ocean. And it's
Right.
like, it's just not going to happen at that
Right.
price range. So
everybody's looking for a Gordon Drive or a Cape Harbor, right?
yeah, absolutely. So if we are looking at some of these just kind of median house prices, what do you think somebody could expect? Just, what would be a good safe number for me to think about if I'm moving to the area?
Location has a big factor in that. And I obviously anybody who's been in real estate will know, well, duh, Ed, you don't have to let me know that. Well, it's important because we forget about that. So like you said, I'm not going to be able to get you a house on Gordon Drive with a $200,000 budget. But location is a big thing. If you're wanting something maybe around the low fives to the 700s, maybe Cape Coral will be an area you're looking for, Pine Island be an area you're looking for, and those houses range from older homes to updated homes. Travel to and from the river or direct access, sailboat access, number of bridges, they all play big variables.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's a amazing just kind of range for people to keep in mind if they're looking in that Cape Coral area. That's awesome that you could find a single family home within that price range that matches some of those waterfront desires. I'm just kind of curious too in regards to, let's say, condos. What is the condo situation kind of look like out there?
We have a lot. We have a lot. And I know shame on me, I should have mentioned that too. But yeah, we do have a lot. More so towards the southeast, southwest end, but and also going up Del Prado. But there are numerous condominiums or complexes, different ranges, different options, amenities. So again, it really depends on what we're looking for. But those condos are a little bit more obtainable for someone maybe in a lower price point, offer different packages or not packages, different amenities as far as HOA or condo fees, et cetera, et cetera. So definitely a valuable option for somebody looking, a little bit on the lower end of things, Gulf access.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times too, they're a great option for snowbirds. Individuals, I think everybody instantly thinks, I want a house. And it's great, to want a house. But if I could be on the beach and be in a condo, like, am I willing to sacrifice the house so I can be within my budget and be close to the beach?
Right.
And I think these are things that individual customers really have to weigh. And I'm curious, have you noticed? I say I'm curious a lot. I'm curious, have you noticed? Anyway, just I think it's interesting. Are there more snowbirds, or are you seeing more individuals searching for a primary residence?
It's both.
Hmm.
It really is both. We have a healthy population of transitioning residents, snowbird, that's a fancy way I like to say it. Snowbird, that word, as Floridians, it may not be the prettiest word when we're stuck in traffic, but it may be a valuable option. Like you said, they're transitioning from one state to another, might not have the availability to take care of the house or pay somebody to take care of the property. Maybe they just don't want to do it. Like you said, they'd rather spend 22 hours at the beach and 2 hours at home than dealing with all the necessaries.
Yeah, and I think too that sometimes things that people forget is, if I own a home, who's going to mow the lawn? Who's going to, maintain and, do all these things when I'm gone? And sometimes a lot of those issues are addressed with condo associations where I don't need to worry about them. I hope this isn't showing up on our recording here. I keep getting phone calls. Matter of fact, let me just close out of this. That should take care of that. But I think, that's something that a person definitely has to weigh. So it's a very interesting journey for you. I think, individuals that are looking for somebody, and I always used to tell some of my customers this when I was actively selling, and that is one of the biggest things you want to look for in a real estate agent or a realtor is you need somebody who's going to ride the highs with you, but they're also going to ride the lows, because this is not a simple process. This is not like I'm running down to the corner store and I'm picking up a movie or buying a bag of chips. For people, if you just think in your mind, $250,000, which is not a huge housing budget, that is still $250,000. That's a lot of money. And you need somebody who will ride those rides with you. And if you're looking for somebody, Ed is your guy. This is the guy to take the journey with. I'll call him up. I'll take that ride with him any day of the week. But out of curiosity,
You're a curious guy,
curiosity
man.
killed the cat. Like, it's gonna be funny if I turn, we end this and like an anvil falls out of nowhere and just crushes me, because it's like curiosity killed the cat. I think in cartoons, if it's not obvious. But anyway, why did you join MVP Realty? I mean, there's so many brokerages out there. What made you say, I'm going to hang my license with MVP Realty?
I'm actually a fresh agent to MVP. Like I mentioned earlier, I got licensed back in 2017. I've been a part of 2 other brokerages in that time, smaller firms. That was the goal. And I haven't had presented to me what MVP offers. The unlimited training, the round the clock support, the compassion, the genuine, hunger for success, and it's not just one person, it's collectively. It really pulled me in there. And, once you start talking to other agents, brokers, vendors that we have, you really start to hear and see some of the things that go on, behind the scenes or for the customers or for our agents. And, it just stood out. It just was a place that I wanted to be. And I see myself here.
That's amazing. Well, Ed, we appreciate having you with us. And, we really do believe that our realtors, this is your business and you need to run it in a way that brings you success. And we're here to support you on that journey. So thank you, Ed, for taking the time. If you've watched this video and you liked it, please subscribe, like, press thumbs up, comment, share. All these things go a very long way towards helping us to continue to produce this content. But on top of it, it helps to promote the amazing agents that we have working with us here at MVP Realty. So we hope you have a great day. And Ed, thank you again for joining me. I hope you have a good day, bud.
You too. Thank you.